So ano nga ba expenses when buying a property? Medyo mahirap na topic to, so kailangan natin ng assistant. Renzo, would you like to help Daddy make a video?
Yeah, sure. What is this about?
It will be about the things you'll have to pay when buying a house.
Sounds complicated. Will you pay me if I help you?
Of course, I'm going to pay you with...
Pizza!
So this is a pepperoni pizza. Imagine the pepperoni pizza represent the cost of buying a house. So let's say the house is 1 million pesos. Do you know how much 1 million is?
1 million pesos is 1 million pesos.
Do you have 1 million pesos?
No?
No? Well, most people doesn't have 1 million pesos also.
Then I'm like most people.
So do you have a question?
So how do they pay the house?
Well, they borrow from a bank. So they borrow the 1 million from the bank. But they cannot borrow the whole 1 million.
Wait, Daddy, when you bought our house, did you get a loan?
Yes, of course.
How much?
I'm like most people.
How much of a loan?
Secret, okay. So most people can borrow the whole 1 million. They can only borrow up to 80%. So the 20% they have to pay as down payment.
What's down payment?
Down payment is the part of the total contract price of 1 million or the 1 million that the buyer has to pay directly to the developer. So they can't borrow the whole 1 million. They need to pay 20%. So what's 20% of 1 million?
200,000.
How did you know that?
School.
Okay. So thank you to your math teacher. So to represent that, let's get 20% of the pizza. So how big is 20% of the pizza?
2 slices.
2 slices. No, it's divided by 5. So this is 1, 2. So approximately this is, so let's assume this is 20% of the pizza. Get your plate, get your plate. Come on. Get your plate while I'm slicing. Okay. So I slice the pizza. This is approximately 20% of the pizza, which is the down payment.
So Daddy, can I eat the down payment? I mean the pizza?
Not yet. Because I have one more thing to explain about the DP. Okay.
What's DP?
DP is the down payment. So this is 80%. You can loan this from the bank, and this is the 20% DP. So if the buyer agrees with the term of the property, the first thing that the buyer needs to do is to make a reservation. You know what the reservation is?
No.
No. So reservation is the fee that the buyer needs to pay the developer, saying the developer, okay, give me the house, I can pay the DP, and I can get the loan later. So where does the reservation fee come from? The reservation fee is usually a small amount and deductible from the DP. So let's get the reservation fee. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Daddy, can I eat the reservation?
Of course, you can eat the reservation fee.
Can I eat it now?
Yeah.
So yummy.
So how does the reservation fee taste?
That's yummy.
Like ano? Like pepperoni?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So again, so the reservation fee, you removed it from the DP.
Daddy, what happens with the rest of the DP?
Well, the buyer has to pay the DP to the developer. But he doesn't have to pay it in full. The buyer can pay the DP in installment without interest. Do you know what installment means?
Yes.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
You said you know! Installment means you can divide the DP in equal payments without interest.
So will you divide the down payment?
Yeah, say let's say the down payment is 3 months. That means I could slice the DP in 3 equal monthly payments so that the pizza will be bite-sized. So the 20% DP is now divided into 3, and the buyer can now pay it to the developer without interest for 3 equal months. So if the DP period is longer, let's say 24 months, what do you do with the DP?
You divide it in 24 equal months?
Yeah, that is correct. Very smart. And for that, you can eat the pizza.
Yeah.
So, since we sliced the pizza or the DP, it's now easier to eat, right? It's the same thing with the down payment. If you divide it into installments, let's say 12 months or 24 months, the longer the installment, the more the number of payments, the easier it is for the buyer to pay the DP. Because each slice or each monthly DP is smaller. Understood?
Understood.
Okay, for that, you can now eat the rest of the pizza.
Yeah!
Good day mga kabahay. Welcome to Bahay Central. This is your host, Roldan Binuya. I'm a licensed real estate broker. Since 2009, we have been selling real estate full-time. And based on our learnings and experiences from assisting our buyers, we make videos like this to help future homeowners like you make an informed decision in buying your next property. So habang kinakain ni Renzo yung pizza, review natin yung terms na na-discuss natin so far. First term is the TCP. This is the amount that you have to pay to purchase a particular property from a developer or the owner. We also discussed about payment terms. Payment terms refers to the distribution of payments. Ilang percent yung pwede i-loan sa bank, ilang percent yung minimum DP, and for how many months mo pwede bayaran yung down payment at 0% interest. So kung agree ka na sa payment terms and gusto mo naman yung property, the next thing that you have to do is to reserve that unit. So you do this by paying the reservation fee. Reservation fee is a minimum amount na dinefine ni developer. It can be 20,000 or 30,000 or 50,000 depende dun sa price ng property that you have to pay para hindi na nila ibigay sa iba yung property. Whatever is the amount, okay lang yan kasi deductible naman ang reservation fee usually from the down payment. Validity of reservation fee is usually 30 days. After which, either mag-expire na yung reservation, meaning pwede na siya i-reserve ulit ng ibang buyer, or magsimula na yung monthly DP. Ano naman ngayon yung monthly DP? Monthly DP, as shown kanina, is simply the gross DP less reservation divided by the DP period or the number of months na pwede mo bayaran yung down payment at 0% interest. So, yung sa pizza kanina, hinati ko siya sa 3. Ibig sabihin, ang DP period niya is 3 months. Let's now talk about monthly amortization. So, after paying the DP in full and makonstruct ni developer yung unit mo, what will happen next? Mahabang kwento yan, so shortcut ko na lang. The bank will pay the developer in full to cover yung balance ng property. The developer will turn over you the unit and you will start paying the monthly amortization dun sa bank kasi sila yung nagbayad ng balance mo sa developer. So how much yung monthly amortization? It depends on 3 things. 1 is yung principal or yung loan amount. How much ba yung binayad ni bank at developer? 2 is yung loan term. How long are you going to pay this loan? Is it 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? Mas mahaba, mas mababa yung magiging monthly amortization. And 3 is yung interest rate. Mas mababa yung interest rate, mas mababa yung babayaran mo per month. Sa future, gagawa kami ng video about bank financing and explain namin in details yan. Lagay ko na lang dito yung link. But if ang gusto mo lang malaman is paano mag-compute ng monthly amortization, meron na kaming video niyan. Lagay ko na lang dito yung link or check mo dun sa description. Okay, yan yung mga main expenses na kailangang bayaran when buying a property. Pero paano naman yung hidden fees? Patulong ulit tayo kay Renzo. Hey Renzo! You finished the whole pizza! Was it yummy? Speak!
It's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy that you're happy. I'm happy that you enjoyed the pizza. Good thing I only need the box.
Why do you need the box?
I needed to explain about hidden fees.
Hidden fees?
Yeah, hidden fees.
Why are they so hidden?
They're not really hidden. But you know when you buy a house?
If they're not hidden, why is they hidden?
No, when you buy a pizza, you pay for the pizza, right?
Huh?
But actually, you also paid for the box. You can't order a pizza without a box. So hidden fees when buying a house is just like that. It's things that you pay for that you didn't know that you paid for.
So if I buy an action figure, I'm also buying the box?
Yes, of course. It's called the packaging. So those are hidden fees. And when you buy properties, that also happens. You need to pay for things to make the purchase of the property complete. So enjoy your drink and just going to explain to them what hidden fees are. Hidden fees is like this pizza box. Hindi to sponsored ni Shakey's. Yun lang yung paborito na Renzo. Pag tumawag ka sa telepono, hindi ka naman tatanungin, gusto mo ba ng box? Di ba? Pagdating sa'yo ng pizza, package na. So in your mind, you're just paying for pizza, but in reality, you're also paying for packaging. Pag tiningnan mo yung bill, wala namang nakalagay box doon, di ba? Nakalagay pizza lang. But you also paid for this box. So in a way, the cost of the box is necessary for the purchase, but it's hidden. Hindi mo siya makikita sa bill, pero binayaran mo siya. Parang ganun din ang hidden fees sa bahay. You always pay for it. Kahit sabihin pa ni agent na all-in, free transfer cost, binayaran mo pa rin yun. Hindi mo lang nakita sa computation, pero binayaran mo pa rin yun. It's a necessary cost. It's just a matter of inclusive na ba sa TCP, or you have to pay it on top after paying the DP. In my opinion, parang mali nga na term yung hidden fees eh. Kasi you always pay for it. Diba? Kahit hindi sabihin ni agent, babayaran at babayaran mo pa rin yun. So it's a necessary cost. I think mas proper na tawagin siyang closing fees. So ano nga ba yung kasama sa closing fees? Discuss natin yan. So unahin na natin yung transfer cost. Transfer cost covers all expenses to transfer the property to your name. Madaming kasama dyan. Sa BIR, merong capital gains, merong documentary stamp. Sa LGU, merong transfer fee. Sa Registry of Deeds, merong registration fees. And all other miscellaneous expenses related to transfer of title. Suggestion ko, wag mo na isipin kung ano yan. Basta call it transfer cost and it's all expenses needed to transfer the title ng property under your name. Transfer cost is usually nasa 6 to 7% ng contract price. Malaki yan. Imagine if you're buying a 3 million peso property, 6 to 7% nun is nasa 200,000. So yung ginagawa ng most developers ngayon, all in na sila sa TCP. So binibuilt in na nila yan. So after paying the DP, hindi mo naiintindihan yung pagbabayad ng transfer cost. But there are developers na sineseparate nila yung transfer cost. Para pag tiningnan mo yung selling price, mukhang mas mura sila. Pero magbabayad ka pa pala ng transfer cost after end of DP. So just to be safe, pag binigyan ka ng computation, pinakita sa iyo yung TCP, tanong mo na kagad, kasama na ba dyan yung transfer cost? Let's now talk about move-in fees. Ito yung mga expenses na kailangan mong bayaran kapag nag-move-in ka na sa property or pag turn over na sa'yo ni developer yung unit. It usually covers 3 things. Meralco meter deposit, water meter deposit, and yung HOA-related fees. HOA-related fees, minsan meron silang sinisingil na membership or 1 year na HOA dues. So bakit mo ba ito kailangan bayaran? Well, it's for your convenience. Para paglipat mo, meron na kagad kuryente sa tubig yung bahay mo. Ang hirap naman nun, turn over sa yung unit, tapos mag-a-apply ka pa ng kuryente, mag-a-apply ka pa ng tubig. So convenient yun, di ba? Na upon turnover mo, nandun na kagad yung utilities. Again, like transfer cost, pwedeng kasama na doon sa total contract price ng property, pwedeng hindi pa. So you need to ask. Next item is VAT. Check mo yung resibo mo sa restaurant or sa grocery. May nakalagay 12% VAT. Sometimes ganun din sa bahay, so you have to ask. Bakit sometimes? Kasi hindi lahat ng property is VATable. There's a VAT threshold. Nung January 1, ang VAT threshold natin is 3.6 million. So pag above that yung property, pwedeng VATable yung property. Most of the time naman, naka-built in na to dun sa contract price ni developer. Pero meron akong alam na developer na on top dun sa selling price, maglalagay pa sila ng VAT and transfer costs and miscellaneous fees. So para lang safe, again, sorry pa ulit-ulit, you have to ask kung kasama na ba yung VAT dun sa contract price na binibigay sa'yo ni agent or developer. Let's now talk about bank charges. Kung maglo-loan ka sa bank, then you have to pay this dun sa bank, hindi sa developer. This is usually 2 to 3% ng loanable amount and covers 3 things. First is the loan processing and the other 2 is MRI and fire insurance. MRI is mortgage redemption insurance, so anything happens to the buyer, bayad na yung property. Fire naman, lalo na kung townhouse yung binibili mo, pag nagkasunog yung bahay, ang hirap naman nun, di ba? Wala ka nang bahay, may utang ka pa. Wala ka na rin utang dun sa bangko, bayad na yung loan mo because of the fire insurance. In the past, there are cases na hindi na ito dinidiscuss ni agent dun sa mga buyer. Kasi nga naman, di ba, sa bank na to hindi na to diretso dun sa developer mismo. Saka yung bank charges, binabayaran usually dun sa bank, hindi sa developer. And second, minsan kasi may mga promo si bank that you don't have to pay the bank charges. Pero in reality nun, binibuilt-in lang nila dun sa loan, tinatasan nila interest, or tinatak-in nila dun sa principal amount. Pero at least si buyer, hindi na siya magbabayad ng lump sum to cover yung bank charges. Kasi malaki din yun Kung maglo-loan ka ng 3 million, for example, 3% of 3 million is 90,000. Hindi siya kasing mahal ng transfer cost. But on top of everything that you're paying, kung maiiwasan mo yung bank charges, di ba? Sino ba naman ang ayaw makatipid? So, may mga banks minsan, may promo that you don't have to pay the bank charges anymore para ma-take out yung loan. Okay, so far we have discussed transfer costs, move-in fees, VAT, saka bank charges. Last na lang, real estate tax or amilyar. Then you may ask, di ba binabayaran lang to kapag na-occupy ko na or na-turnover na sa akin yung property? Yes, you are correct and charge yan at the start of the year. So pagkatapos mo mag-celebrate ng New Year, may utang ka na kaagad sa LGU for your property and tawag doon is real estate tax. The question now is paano kung July na turnover sa yung unit? Di makakalibre ka na ng real estate tax kasi nabayaran na ni developer yon. Malamang noong January, di ba? Well, hindi pa rin. What the developer will do is they will prorate yung amilyar dun sa time kung kailan ka lumipat. For example, lumipat ka ng July, yung amilyar dapat from July to December, yun lang yung sisingilin sa'yo ni developer. So yan ang mga usual na expenses na binabayaran when you're buying a property, in particular from a developer. If meron kayong alam na hindi ko nasama sa video na to, please feel free to leave a message below. I'm going to show you again the list of expenses that one has to pay when buying a property. Yan, flash ko sa screen nyo. For any questions and concerns, please feel free to leave a message. Again, this is your host, Roldan.
And this is Renzo. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Bye!
For more buying tips, click here. Otherwise, click here to check our featured properties. Halika, tripping tayo.